Hey guys, it's the Artsy Gamer back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees, and yes, maybe a little bit of food. And let's do this. Alright then guys, now you know how this works. Let's take a sip of black coffee before we begin. Come on, join me. Mmm. Yes, of course, and going on my Crash Bandicoot coaster there. And yes, guys, if you're new here today and you are into gaming retrospectives, complete unboxing experiences, art and graphic design, and of course a whole load of nostalgia, then yes, you are so in the right place here. So definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already. And if you can handle the Artsy Gamers mess and madness and want to get notified when the next video goes live, then of course just pop on the notification bell held up by Tails there. Well, in yesterday's video, we actually had a look at my new internet that has been installed into my apartment recently. We just had a look where it was located, what speeds my internet is reaching, and actually just having a look at the overall aesthetics of this really quite weird router. So yeah, and in today's video, I'm actually going to hook up my PlayStation Portal to my new router. I haven't done it yet, so I thought it'd be a really good video to do, just in case there are some people that are getting a Portal for the first time and they're looking to how to successfully connect their, Portal to the internet, because yes, it is a device that does have to be registered to an internet, otherwise it really won't work. So yeah, taking you through a bit of a step-by-step process on that. And then we'll actually have a look at how it hooks up to the PlayStation 5. Because yes, absolutely, I would love to test out the remote play, the cloud streaming service that they are offering as well. And also I would like to bring this bad boy into the retro room
that I like to say that I've got in my many rooms in my one-bed apartment.
Because yes, that was a little bit of a dead spot for my Portal actually. Quite often when I would be playing in that room, it would just drop out here, there and everywhere. And that was actually quite surprising considering I'm actually in the same place as my router. So it could literally just be that yes, absolutely, that TalkTalk's provider was pretty bad and the server just wasn't that great and I'll be getting weak spots here, there and everywhere. Or literally there is just a bit of a dead spot where my retro room is located. I don't actually know, so it'd be really good to try that out as well. And yeah, maybe get a little bit of gameplay in. I don't know, we might have a look at some shots that my friend has taken on photo mode. He often loves to send me some photographs on there, and it's a really good, actually, I would say, showcase to test the Portal screen. And yeah, we'll see how things go, I think. Quite another chill little video. So let's take another sip of coffee, guys. Of course, join me. And yeah, hopefully we'll get this bad boy set up. So come on, guys. Come on, join me, join me. Oh, yes, baby.
Yeah, you'll have to wait for me to put that back and then hit the pause button.
Okay, and here we are, guys. Here is the beautiful PlayStation Portal here, looking very, very shiny. And of course, we're going to wake this thing up and connect it to my new internet. So here we go. I'm just going to wake it up by just pressing the power on button located right at the back here, and then you're greeted with this screen. I have full access now, but I just want to show you something. As soon as you pop on your Portal and you actually go to press the PS button right at the top hand screen there, you will be greeted with this screen. It just says connection to the internet, to continue. And of course, my internet isn't hooked up to this. So of course, that's my next step. And you might be greeted with this screen if you are powering on your PlayStation Portal for the first time. So of course, I'm going to select OK there. And this is what you need to do next. And honestly, guys, it is quite hidden away if you have got this Portal for the first time. So yeah, this is the steps that you need to take. You actually need to go right to the top side here, to the right hand side, and select this little icon here. Again, this screen is fully touch, or you can use the controls here. I do a bit of both actually. You're going to select settings, but let's just toggle down here and select X. Once you're here, then you're greeted with this screen that says network and system. Of course, you're going to select network. Once you're here, then you're going to toggle all the way down to set up internet connection. Again, you can toggle down or you can use your finger. Once you are here, then you're going to select that, and then you're going to find your Wi-Fi. So mine is already here, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually go over to my router, of course, do the whole slog of turning it upside down and actually having a look at the passcode. And then once we've done that, we'll have a little look at how this thing holds up. Okay, and oh yes, baby, we are here and my portal has successfully connected to my internet. How fantastic! All right then, so once you've connected your portal to your internet, you'll actually have a screen that looks more like this with a lovely portal. Yeah, because it's a portal, I guess. So to start off with then, I would really love to try some cloud streaming. And to locate that, it is just on the top left hand side of your device, and you need to just toggle to the right. Okay, so you'll always be started off with remote play, toggle over to the right or touch screen, whatever is best for you, and you're going to select that. Okay, now just to bear in mind, you can only get the cloud streaming if you are the premium tier on the PlayStation Plus package. Okay, if you don't have that, then unfortunately you will not have access to cloud streaming on your portal. All right, so it will be very much just a remote play device if you don't have that package. Luckily, I do have that package, basically because I want to make the most out of my portal. And you are greeted with a lovely selection of games that you can stream, or if you have actually downloaded your games but don't quite fancy hooking up the PlayStation and doing the whole remote play, you can actually stream some of your games you've already downloaded without the hassle of doing the whole turning on the PlayStation 5 or keeping it in rest mode, etc. And that was actually a recent update to the portal. Anyway, here we go then. Now, these are some of the games that I have actually already started to do a bit of cloud streaming with. And you know what? I always go to Sly Cooper. I absolutely love this game. And you know what? I haven't actually done any of the games to completion. You know me as well. I'm a bit of a retro gamer. So I think this is definitely the game that we're just going to have a little play around with. We're just going to see how it functions, if it's smooth, if the jumping's okay, and we'll just see how the latency is. But what I would really like to try is actually bringing the portal into the retro room and see how it handles over there as well. All right. Once we've done that, then we will do the whole remote play. I'll take you through a step-by-step process on how you do that via the remote play option. And then probably we'll hook up Resident Evil 4, as I know that is already in my console. All right then, so again, here you go. You just need to toggle to your game. And like I said, I'm feeling a bit of Sly Cooper. So here we go. I'm just going to select X now. And of course, this will start to hook me up to the servers. Oh, okay. So it says you'll need to sign out and then sign in again.
Okay, interesting. I don't know why we had that option there.
Maybe I left it a little bit too late. We'll see how this plays out. And now I've just got a bit of a blank screen. Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
This may be because I have literally just set up connection to my new internet. So this is really interesting, guys. And of course, I'm not going to cut this out because this actually might happen to you. All right, then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the camera. I'll follow the instructions and we'll see where things end up. All right. 2 seconds then, guys. All right then, guys. Yeah, so we are back, and actually, yeah, I think it was literally because this was the first time me streaming a game from my new internet. It was really, really simple, actually. All I had to do was scan the QR code. It took me straight to the PlayStation app, and then all I need to do was select approve, and that was it, just via the app. So, yeah, pretty straightforward, and if you see that screen, that's what you need to do. It literally took about 2 seconds. It really, really was as simple as that. All right then, so back to it, and we will select Sly Cooper. We'll give it a go. Okay, so here we go. It's going to start loading up and we're going to be transporting through that portal and we'll see where we end up, guys. Hopefully with Sly Cooper. But you never know.
We could end up with God of War. We'll see.
The way things are going at the moment with this video. Okay, so it does say game starting soon. You do get brief little notifications at the top left. Okay, just a health and safety warning. That's interesting. It's a new warning I haven't seen before, actually. So, oh, look at that, though. PlayStation 2. Yeah, looks like we're coming up with something now. This looks nice. All right, okay, here we go. Oh, and a lovely cutscene coming straight through here. Nice. Okay, this looks good. No distortion yet or anything. Looks pretty smooth. Okay. It's not looking pixelated or anything. Whoa, okay, this looks cool. And here we go. Now I'm just going to be getting all graphic designy, aren't I? Look at the graphics, look at this. Right then, okay, so to start off these older games on the Portal, now this is actually really important to note. Now the Portal doesn't actually have a start button or a designated start button, so it is actually a little bit tricky. You do actually have to use the touchpad to actually get this thing going.
Now, for the life of me, yes, there we go.
It is very much hit and miss how well that works to get that to press start. I've had many times where I've been touching up here and touching down there and double touching and it still doesn't work. Luckily, it worked that time. But yeah, just a note, guys. Yes, often to start off these old PlayStation 2 games, yes, you know, as seen on the PlayStation 2, you would have to press that start button. But like I said, there is no start button on the Portal and the touchscreen is acting as that. So just be aware. I've heard so many people say, yeah, I've managed to load up the game, but I couldn't start the goddamn thing because I couldn't actually get it to start. There was no start button. But yes, it is actually the touchscreen that is needed to do that. Okay, then, so of course we'll start a new game because I don't think I've got any save states on here. And yes, we'll get going. Now, I'll tell you what, guys, the shell shaded effect of this game is really, really beautiful. And you know what? I would say it really does hold up to today's standards on some of these shell shaded games that you see. I'm just thinking like Jet Set Radio, and actually the new God of War that we've just seen is quite a lovely, subtle color work there, very similar to this. So again, I'm really enjoying going back to these old school games at the moment, guys, because they are actually giving me kind of like newer game vibes. Is so strange. It is almost like these graphics have done a full 180 and yeah, you are seeing this style coming back into fashion. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm really enjoying retro gaming at the moment, because I actually still feel like I'm getting a new experience when really I'm not. It's so strange. But yeah, just look at this, guys. Honestly, I would say this would really hold up to today's standards. Yeah, look at this. How fantastic. Okay then, guys, so yes, this is now via the cloud streaming service. So there is no physical disc in here or chip or cartridge, whatever you want to call it. This is literally just an internet hookup and I'm streaming the game almost as if like I've hooked up to Netflix and I'm streaming a film, but I'm actually playing it. So yeah, this is really great. And I tell you what, guys, there is no latency as of yet. The controls feel really responsive. Every time I jump, it literally feels like I'm jumping in real time. I think Square is the swoosh of his cane there, and just look at that. Really great. I tell you what, there is definitely no lag, no pixels coming up here, there, and everywhere, you know, with that distortion that you often see if the internet is struggling. But yeah, really great. NPCs in the background are looking good. They're not distorted either. Yeah, looking absolutely beautiful. Right then, guys, well, you know what, obviously I'm not going to go too much into the gameplay. Again, this is really me just testing the device, but what I would like to do is actually go into the retro room and see if this holds up, because like I said, that very much was a dead spot yeah, in my apartment, and I was really struggling to actually get some fluid gameplay out. So yeah, let's go over there and we'll see how it holds up. Okay, well, here we are, guys. We're kind of behind the scenes in the retro room at the moment because my PlayStation 2 is actually currently in front of me. And then, yeah, this is kind of my sofa and this teddy that I've had for years with all my kind of running events and stuff like that on there. So, yeah. But anyway, enough of that. We're here for the portal. And oh my gosh, yes, I was just having a little play around with it off the camera. And oh boy, honestly, the experience now is like 10 times better. It really, really is. Honestly, if I would be sitting in this spot with my old internet, there's just no chance of me playing it. Really, really, honestly. It would just be stuttering, pixelating. I would get that horrible icon at the top right hand side with a yellow triangle that says, yeah, low internet or bad internet connection. But I have not experienced that yet at all. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to point the camera at the device, and then you can just see for it firsthand how well this is holding up. And I would say somewhat of a dead spot in my in my apartment. All right, then let's take a look. All right then, guys. So yes, I would say TikTok viewers will recognize this position here. My PlayStation 2 over there, my PlayStation 3, my Wii, and of course my TV that often gets a lot of mention with people asking, how are you managing to collect your old retro games to this modern TV? Yeah, we're not going to talk about that today. Maybe a future video, but I have also done another video of that on the channel, just explaining, yeah, how I've managed to do that. But anyway, here we go. This, again, is Sly Cooper playing very, very well, very, very smoothly, connected to my new internet. As you can see, he is, I was about to say,
he is smoothing.
He is running very smooth, shall I say. In fact, yes.
He is smoothing, guys.
Across the scenes here. Again, that X button and that jump is looking really, really great, isn't it? I would say it is pretty much real time, which is fantastic. And then we've got the cane action again. So let's just get that cane going. Yeah, really great, isn't it? I would say no latency at all. It is fantastic. Ready to take out some enemies there. Really great. And again, we've got all this background movement, haven't we? Just with this spinning thing here and a lot of movement up there. And again, nothing is lost, nothing is pixelated. I'm very, very happy with this, especially, as I said, guys, this area in my apartment was really, really bad. So I'm so happy that this is, I would say, playable. Because I actually prefer to, I would say, game in more of a relaxed state in my retro room. It's actually also where I sleep as well. So to be honest with you, now I know that I can get a really, really smooth experience. I think I'll be doing a lot more gaming on this device. I think this device is going to get a lot more use. I would say at the moment, I'm really just using this as an accessory and a bit more of like a handy device if I'm traveling and stuff like that, or staying at my parents', which sometimes I often do for my training. And I just bring it. But now I would say this is actually going to be more of a, I would say a casual experience in my place now, rather than just being some sort of accessory and a handy device to have. But yeah, look at that, really great. And of course the colors are picking up really, really well as well. So I'm so, so happy. Right then, guys, you know what? We are now going to see how the remote play handles with this. I'll take you through a step-by-step process of how you do that. And then we will actually come and revisit the retro room and see how that handles as well. Because again, a lot of my remote play was having issues. Okay, so we're back in here and I've got the portal up, and we're now going to just close the game of Sly Cooper. So I'm just going to close that there, and again, close game. Of course, this will now start to log off. Oh, and we can give a bit of feedback. Yeah, why not? We'll give it very satisfied and send the feedback there. Why not?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Oh, I see. Okay. A lot of button presses there.
All right then, so here we go, guys. Let's now connect this bad boy to remote play, and that is where I'm going to be streaming directly from my PlayStation 5, which is actually just located to the right-hand side of the camera there. So to be able to do this, all right, you need your PlayStation 5 to be on rest mode. If your PlayStation 5 is currently off, completely off at the mains or anything like that, this will not work. So what we need to do is we need to go right up to the top to those three icons there and toggle right to the very left where it says remote play. You're going to then select X and then you are greeted with this portal screen here. Once you're here, obviously then we need to go down and we're going to select connect. Again, I might just use my fingernail this time as it is touch. So what's going to happen now is as this connects, my PlayStation 5 is actually going to turn on automatically. You can just see that blue highlight coming onto play here and the disc whizzing round because of course, yes guys, I'm a physical collector. There's more than likely or not there's going to be a disc in my PlayStation 5. Okay then, so it is asking me actually on my TV to press a button on the controller. That's really interesting, but here we go. I think we're all right now. So of course I'm just going to type in my code away from the camera, of course. And then let's bring it back down into the forefront there. Okay then, so yes, here we go. I have got Resident Evil 4. Alright, I know that is already in my PlayStation 5. And obviously, guys, yes, if you are a physical collector, you know, it has to be the game that is already in your PlayStation unless you have downloaded some of these games, alright? I know Resident 4 is in my PlayStation. So what I'm going to do now is obviously I've toggled to that game, select X, and we'll see how it holds up. Of course, it will be on my portal, and of course, guys, it will be on my PlayStation 5 there. All right.
Ooh, I don't know why the camera paused just there. It's the Arty Gamer rough and ready. What do you expect?
And yeah, but also, guys, can I just say, you can actually turn off your TV as well. So if you're not a fan of like having the TV on at the same time as you're playing your Portal, yeah, just turn the TV off. It's fine. You know, it will still work perfectly. Okay, then, so let's boot this up then, guys. All right, here we go. Look at that scene there. Okay. Resident Evil 4. Look at that. Okay. All right, okay. Just back out of that. Right then, let's continue with the main story. Again, I'm not going to do any specific gameplay. We're just going to see how smooth everything runs on the Portal with my new internet. Okay, so yes, here we are. And we are in this horrible place that Leon is situated in. There was a little bit of distortion there, actually. The screen did just jump. But... all right. Okay, things do seem smooth now. All right, okay. Let's just...
hold up a gun maybe. I've got the bolt shooter, whatever it's called.
okay, yeah. Seems quite responsive. Nice, okay. Haptic feedback is great. And of course, in some of these newer games, guys, yes, you get haptic feedback and you'll experience the haptic feedback on the PlayStation Portal as well. They haven't cut corners there either. You know, they've done really well to include that on all their games. So that is really, really great. Okay. Now, there is honestly, just every now and then, there is a tiny little bit of lag. Every so often, the screen just jumps a little bit. Where I didn't experience that with Sly Cooper. Yeah, just every so often there's a little bit of a lag. Okay, but then again, you know, I guess kind of to be expected. But you know, okay, all right then. Let's go and check this out in the retro room. Why not? We'll see how things play out there. Because like I said, that's what's going to be the biggest test for me, is to see how well it holds up there in, I would say, somewhat of a dead zone. All right, we'll go back into the retro room. Okay, so we are back here, and I've got my portal in my hands with Leon straight in front of me. And again, we'll just see how things hold out. Again, not going to do any gameplay. In fact, currently I am in the middle of a boss fight, quite a tricky one at that. And, you know, I probably wouldn't recommend doing any hardcore boss fights on a portal. I think it is very much just kind of like, yeah, slow, easy, steady games. That doesn't require too much demand. For example, a fast-moving, boss fight. Now, as you can see, guys, there is actually still a little bit of distortion there. I wouldn't say it's smooth as butter, which is interesting, guys. Yeah, this is directly remote play from my PlayStation 5. And there is a little bit of stutter there, whereas Sly Cooper was pretty smooth. So again, I would say this area in my department is still a little bit rough, but I tell you what, guys, at least it's playable, or as somewhat playable. Whereas before, yeah, no way. It would just have the yellow icon right at the top right, telling me it ain't happening. Whereas
It ain't happening.
at least, there's a bit more going on here. I can move Leon around, I can run, I can feel the haptic feedback really nicely. Again, just straight in there with a gun, a straight shoot, which is nice. Here we go, talking to NPCs quite nicely and comfortably. So yeah, it's not looking too bad. I would say streaming was better, but I think I probably need to sit down and have a good old play session to really, really test this thing. But apart from that, I'm pretty happy. And I think we'll go and wrap up in the main studio. All right then, well, we are back in the main studio, and I'm very happy with my new internet and how this is connected to my portal. Yeah, I tell you what, the main thing that I'm really happy about is me being able to play some of those games over in the retro room. Yeah, I would say it's probably one of the areas where I think I would just chill out and relax and do a little bit more handheld gaming. And you know what? Now with my new internet, I think that is definitely going to be the case. When I was over there just now playing Sly Cooper, that was really great, really smooth, and I can't wait to actually just deep dive into that game. It's a game that I have dabbled with when I was younger. I really want to get the complete collection on PlayStation 2. But you know what? To just whet my appetite, I think I would love to just actually get going with it on the portal, especially now I can just go in there and play it
smooth and seamlessly.
So yeah, very happy with that. Again, with Resident Evil doing that remote play, there was a little bit of lag here and there, but I do have to say it was 10 times better than my previous experience with my old internet. Talk. It was just glitching here, there, and everywhere. It was unplayable, basically. So that was a little bit of a downer for me, especially when, like I said, I was looking to kind of do that style of gaming in that room. But now I can confidently say that, yes, I might actually be able to do a little bit of remote play as well. But you know what? I think actually that's cloud streaming is really, really great, and I think I'll be making the most of that on the portal, especially as it's that new update, and I think that's kind of like what it's for now, isn't it? That streaming and all those games on there literally in your hand. You're not having to wait around to, download something, or, it's literally just a click of the fingers and it is there, and I think that is what this device is all about. So I'm very, very happy that my internet has now allowed me to, I would say, get a full benefit of this device here. So yeah. Well then guys, I hope you found that informative and a little bit of fun as well. And you know what guys, yes, I don't think this is the last of one of these videos with the portal, because yes, Simi, the photographer, has sent over a few more images for us to have a look at. And I think, you know what guys, yes, we'll get this out some stage next week and take a look at the beautiful images that Simi has put and given to me from photo mode of all his awesome games. So yeah, definitely stay tuned to the Artsy Gamer. Right then guys, well that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed that video, and of course guys, microphone is back, and again, feedback is very much welcome please. Is this microphone okay, or would you prefer the actual audio through the camera? Let me know. Right then guys, that is me, the Artsy Gamer. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Over and out.